So I'll cut to the chase. I gave in this morning. It was like, oh my God, it was this gnawing feeling. I couldn't get away from me. It was insane. And yesterday I made this video, literally last night around midnight, I made this video about how today was such a good day. And then the Twitter thing happened and I got sucked into it and it was just this clawing thing and I could not escape it. But I escaped it last night. I went to sleep. And then when I woke up this morning, it was still there. And yeah, and then I was wondering, all these gurus and I don't know what they're called, not self-help people, but the monks and the people that actually abstain from these things and are trying to reach enlightenment, why do they neglect or suppress this feeling of whatever, the euphoric feeling that I feel? Why do they push it away? And I always thought it was because they're trying to reach some higher thing after they die. I always thought it was an after you die kind of thing. I never thought it was something related to here in this body in this lifetime. So I was asking ChatGPT and I was like, all the diaries, you have all the text of everything ever written. What do they say? Why do they push these feelings away? Why do they not want to experience the pleasure, the euphoric feelings that I feel? And it gave me this amazing answer that I just never fully understood. I've read before that they talk about oneness and transmuting the energy and it becomes something else. It never made sense. It never clicked in my head what that meant. I finally got the answer. It was like this energy they transmute it into meditation, whatever else, creativity, writing. This energy becomes a much deeper and more fulfilling euphoric bliss. So they feel these sexual energies that I desire and that I feel, the masturbation things, that euphoric body feeling that you get. They feel it on such a deeper level and it's crazy to even think about. So they're not suppressing it. It just becomes something different. And then I got this idea and it kind of clicked in my head. So we have the lower brain, which is back here, and it's the old lizard brain, the one that is all about survival, instincts, sex, pleasure, food, what we originally had. And then we have our higher brain, which is the prefrontal cortex, which is up here. It's the new brain. It evolved recently. These two brains are basically two different brains and they don't really mesh together. When you abstain and you don't have sexual gratification or feelings, the lower brain, it doesn't want to stop firing those neurons. This might not be true in reality, but this is most interesting way that I've understood it, is that the lower brain grows this connection up to the higher brain. And so that pleasure center is now connected to the higher brain, and the higher brain has control. When you're doing these creative things and these meaningful, blissful states, then that pleasure center that used to only be for sex and even food, dopamine releases, these quick instant firing, they become connected to this part of the brain. And when you're doing these things about meditation and writing and thinking about the future, these creative things that only this brain can work on, it receives that same pleasure that you would normally only get from a quick dopamine fix. And it clicked in my head. Hopefully I'm explaining it as good as I was thinking in my head. The whole process of it growing these new neural pathways between the two brains is a very long, difficult process. It's not going to be easy. It feels easy right now because I caved in and I gave in earlier a couple hours ago. So it sounds all fun and wonderful, but the whole process is going to be awful. I already know. But now I have a reason. When I feel these urges and these feelings, I'm not suppressing them. I have to relax and explore the feeling I'm feeling and use that urge and that pull to know that by not giving in to the instant gratification, I'm allowing the pathway to be built. And that process can take years. I don't know how long this is going to take, but it's going to take a while. Now I have something to work off of. I'm not suppressing and pushing it away and being upset about it. I have to understand that what I'm doing is a long-term process, and it's a deeper, more meaningful pleasure. And everyone who has successfully achieved enlightenment knows what this feeling is, and very few people are able to do that. When you give in to these feelings, the feeling is fleeting. It's like a firework. Like, it's so intense and it's so quick. Then you want it again and again. These instant gratifications. But when you do it this way and you transmute the energy and become this whatever else, whatever you become, then it's like this beautiful, warm, euphoric, blissful sunrise that encompasses your whole body, and it's a deeper, loving experience, and it doesn't come and go. It lasts and it lingers and it radiates. That's a feeling that I want to experience. It's gonna be a tough road. I know, I was like yesterday, oh my God, it's going so much better than I thought. And then the next day I just cave in and wow, this is gonna be a hard road. Isn't it, Maui? Yes, it is. I feel like I have something to work off of when I'm in that zone and I'm like, why does this matter? Nothing else matters except this euphoric feeling that I want to feel, and that's all. All right, well, that was a insightful morning. Hopefully this can help you realize some things. It helped me realize it. So, all right, guys, we'll talk to you later.